Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Clark, research analyst for Money and Markets, here with this week's Stock Power podcast. Now, today's power stock owns millions of acres of land in the U.S. that's used for mining oil and natural gas minerals. It scores a 96 on our Stock Power rating system. But first, I want to let you know that my good friend and Money and Markets chief investment strategist Adam Odell and I know that a lot of you are worried and even fearful about trading under these current market conditions. One day it's up, one day it's down. We don't really have any idea where it's going to go from one day to the next. But I just want to tell you that now is really not the time to be fearful. Adam's created a special system to help you beat back inflation, protect your wealth, and even profit from the market's uncertainty. This is a recession-proof strategy that can help you make money regardless of what direction stocks are going. Now, you can forget about all the fear mongering, you can forget about all the negative headlines in financial media, and you can take a deep breath and a sigh of relief. Now, Adam's going to share everything with you during a special presentation coming up on August 30th. Just click the link above here, and you can find out how you can reserve your spot to find out this information and this great system that he has developed. Now, let's get right into it today. I spent nearly a decade working for a newspaper in Southeast Kansas. I started as a reporter, covered sports, worked my way up to be one of the editors, and it was a great time. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had. I had a great team, and it was a great community. Now, the landscape of that area, which is kind of the bottom 3-4 counties in the corner there in Kansas, right next to Missouri and Oklahoma and Arkansas. It's dotted with old quarries and strip mines that were once used to find coal, zinc, and lead. Now, at one point, Kansas actually produced 50% of all zinc and 10% of all lead mined in the U.S. Now, most of those mines in Southeast Kansas aren't operational anymore. In fact, only one or two actually are. There at one point used to be 30, 40, even more. But there are still millions of acres of land across the country that are used for mining essential minerals. In this episode of the Stock Power podcast, I'm going to share with you a 96 rated power stock that owns and manages millions of acres of land used to find oil and natural gas minerals. Now, remember, some companies mine for things like oil, and natural gas and minerals. They drill, they dig, they do all these types of things. But there are some companies that actually just find those places to mine, buy the property, and let those traditional mining companies do all the work. And then they collect money based on what those mining companies pull out of the ground. The power stock I have for you today is a company that does just that. They own more than 20 million acres of mining property across the U.S. They earn a strong bullish 96 on our Stock Power rating system. The company just reported a 36% increase in oil and gas revenue in the second quarter of 2022, and the stock is now just 3.5% from its 52-week high, and it's climbing. Now, mining has been around in the U.S. since the 1700s, and the industry is stronger than ever and continuing to grow. The chart I'm showing you here shows revenue from mining and quarrying in the U.S. from 2017 all the way through to 2025. Over that time, revenue is going to grow 43.4% to $16.2 billion. And those numbers right there show there is a ton, no pun intended, of strength in U.S. mining. Today's power stock I'm going to share with you is Blackstone Minerals LP. It trades on the New York Stock Exchange. The ticker symbol is BSM. The company owns mineral and mining royalty interest on more than 20 million acres of land across the U.S., including Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and North Dakota. Now, again, this isn't a company that actually does the mining. It finds and buys the land, surveys it, and then collects royalty payments on what other companies extract from that property. BSM scores a 96 on our proprietary stock power rating system. It means we're strong bullish on the stock and expect it to beat the broader market by at least 3 times over the next 12 months. The stock has rebounded off a drop in June 2020 and is only 3.5% off its 52-week high, and it's climbing. And I'm going to talk more about that here in just a bit. Now, the other thing here is that BSM is a great fundamental stock. It scores in the green on all 3 of our fundamental metrics. The company has a 1-year annual sales growth rate of 70.5%, and it grew its earnings per share, or EPS, more than 999% from Q1 of 2022 to Q2 of 2022. That earns it a 93 on our growth metric. Blackstone's return on assets, equity, and investments are all double digits to the positive, while the industry peers are averaging just between 2.5 and 4.3% across the board. And that earns BSM an 89 on our quality metric. Now, I told you about that, the top in June and then the drop. It dropped 23.2% in June, but now the stock is back on the move. BSM reached that 52-week high in early June of 2022. The broader market, however, pushed most stocks down, and including BSM, which those headwinds pushed it down 23.2% into July of 2022. But since then, the stock has jumped 27.1% and is closing in on that 52-week high it reached back in June. Over the last 12 months, the stock is up 79.3%, and it's beating its peers, which are averaging a 13.7% loss over the same time. The other thing that's kind of cool here is revenue projections for BSM show even more strength in this company. BSM saw a 37.8% drop in total annual revenue in 2020 as mining activities were halted due to COVID. But the company rebounded to pre-pandemic levels the very next year. And by 2024, Blackstone's total annual revenue is projected to reach $700 million. That's a 143.4% jump from 2020. So in just 4 years, the company is going to increase its annual revenue by 143.4%. Now, mining remains big business here in the U.S. There's no question about that. Now, by owning royalties and not actually mining, Blackstone saves the expense of those mining operations. They don't have to buy trucks. They don't have to pay employees. They don't have to pay for surveying. They don't have to do any of that. They basically find the land, buy the land, find a mining company to mine it, and then they collect money on whatever that mining company finds on the property. So it's very good. It's very low risk, very low exposure, but high potential return. And this is what makes BSM a great addition for your portfolio. Now let's switch gears to our YouTube poll question from last week. In last week's Stock Power podcast, I recommended a real estate investment trust that has properties in some of the fastest growing areas in the U.S. So we wanted to ask you how much you've invested in real estate. Most of those who voted, about 44%, said the only real estate that you actually own is your home. 27% said you own at least one rental property. 19% said you don't own any real estate at all. And 11% said you actually own multiple properties. And 3% said you're actually looking for a second rental to buy and rent out. Thanks to everyone who took part in our weekly poll. You can vote in our weekly poll on our YouTube page under the community tab. Just go to YouTube if you're not already there. Money and Markets is our page, and right underneath that community tab, the poll is right there at the top. If you have a question on a particular stock or sector or the broader economy that you'd like Adam or Charles or myself to answer in any of our upcoming videos, you can email that question to us at feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. We'll drop that right down below. And we would love to answer your questions. We do it all the time. We love doing it. And if you do submit a question and we use it in any of our upcoming videos, we're going to hook you up with some very cool Money and Markets gear. We've got hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, all sorts of great stuff. Boss is working on some other stuff, I think, too. So make sure you submit those questions to feedback@moneyandmarkets.com. Also, make sure you head over to moneymarkets.com. You're going to find safe, sound, smart, simple, and profitable, adaptable investment information for your portfolio each and every day. You can sign up for our free daily e-letter, and you can check out my Stock Power Daily, where Monday through Friday, I give you one highly rated power stock to look at and consider for your portfolio. While you're there, you can check out that proprietary Stock Power rating system. Use our metrics to get the ratings of thousands of stocks. Go to the website, moneyandmarkets.com, and in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a search bar. Make sure that you type a ticker symbol or company name, and you're going to be able to pull out our rating, what we rate for it, break it down by our 6 metrics. You'll get a stock chart. You'll get some fundamental data and any analysis we've written about that stock, all at your fingertips for free at moneyandmarkets.com. That's all for me this week. Until next time, this is Money and Markets research analyst and host of the Stock Power podcast, Matt Clark, wishing everyone safe trading.